We celebrate Women's History Month. We have been highlighting local heroes, including Scripps graduate Jessica Meir, who made history as part of the first all-female spacewalk in October 2019. ABC 10 News anchor Jim Patton continues his conversation with the astronaut with a focus on one of the most thrilling aspects of space travel, the launch.
All of it is such an incredible process, and to think back on all of those different steps of it, I love thinking back to every step.
Weightless aboard a space station for months, floating outside into the void with the vast beauty of Earth below. Astronaut Jessica Meir has countless steps to think back on, but I wanted to know about that first big step, sitting atop a rocket, waiting for the engines to ignite. What goes through one's mind?
It's interesting, for actually the launch itself, I found myself that I had to remind myself that I was actually in the rocket that day.
Not the answer I was anticipating, but Jessica says it's a testament to all the time spent training in high-fidelity simulators designed to create an experience as close to the real thing as possible. Also, she was co-pilot, focused on monitoring the systems for any potential problems. Still, the powerful Soyuz rocket was there, nudging its passengers with the message, "This is no simulation."
And then sometimes you would hear or feel something like the rocket groan or move a little bit, and that helped remind you this is actually real.
From ignition, the rocket accelerates from 0 to 17,500 miles an hour in 8.5 minutes. The astronauts inside, while focused on their jobs, are being pressed against their seats at more than 3 times their body weight, until that distinct moment when they reach orbit, shut down the rocket's main engines, and weigh virtually nothing at all.
You're still strapped into your seat, so you don't just start floating up too much, but everything starts floating up. So your arms start floating up, your pencil, any bits of debris or dirt or dust or anything that had settled to the bottom of the spacecraft, just like they would here on your floor, start floating up, and you can see that in the air.
Jessica says she looked over at fellow first-time space traveler Hazza al-Mansouri, the first astronaut to fly from the United Arab Emirates.
So I made eye contact with Hazza over there, and both of us were just completely wide-eyed and in awe that it was actually happening. And at that moment, you feel a bit like you're a kid hanging upside down on the monkey bars, because all the blood, that's being pulled down here on Earth toward your feet, that kind of shifts upward, and you can really feel it in your head, like if you're hanging upside down.
And like a kid on the monkey bars, Jessica was in her zone.
I felt really quite right at home floating around from the beginning.
Jim Patton, ABC 10 News.
So cool to see all of that. One of Jessica's areas of study for NASA is the physiological impact of space travel. She says weightlessness can wreak havoc on the vestibular system, which uses gravity to maintain balance and spatial awareness. She says it does throw some for a loop during their first few days in space, but she adds, we humans, we adapt pretty quickly.